Hi, my name is Andrew Wilson. I'm here from the Pennant Hills District Civic Trust. The Pennant Hills Trust is interviewing all of the Hornsby mayoral candidates and the Ward B candidates. The Pennant Hills Trust is not in any way politically affiliated or aligned. We aim to give all candidates a fair go to allow voters to make an informed choice. However, we are unashamedly local. That is, we live in Pennant Hills, West Pennant Hills, Thornlea. We know that this is the best place in Australia to live, and we want to make it even better. It's in that context that I introduce Tom Sellers. He has many posters around the area saying, "Stop council overspending."
That sounds like me.
First question. The Westley Sports Facility, as I understand it, Matt Keane obtained funding many years ago for Hornsby Council to buy the land from Sydney Water. It's then also received funding to develop the land into some mountain bike tracks and sports fields. Then recently the Minns Labor government said that it will take back, I think it's about $36 million of that funding. What is your opinion on this local issue?
Well, I think it is important to have these sporting grounds, absolutely. Was the money secured the correct way and the most responsible way? Probably not. But however, these are projects that are important towards the Westley, Pennant Hills, and just the broader Hornsby Shire community. The $36 million, this is the sort of project that I don't think a local government should be focusing on. I think it's more of a state government issue. However, once the money was given, I do believe that the money being ripped away is just the incorrect decision to make. Even though the money was, as some would argue, held on to for too long, I still think it's incorrect to take the money back.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Pennant Hills, the Pennant Hills Master Plan. The Pennant Hills Civic Trust is not anti-development, but we would like development of Pennant Hills to happen in a planned, logical, orderly way with some consultation from the local community. There are some examples of suburbs around Sydney that are just horrible to look at, horrible to live in. And we acknowledge there may have to be some development here, but we'd like it in an orderly way. We call that the Pennant Hills Master Plan. I understand council budget has $1 million in the budget, not for this year, but next year, to progress that master plan. What do you think should happen with these funds?
So the funds, usually what would happen is, so obviously there's consultation. So if we look to the Hornsby Town Centre Master Plan,
That's
that was gone out to the community. Everyone had their say. There was the Picture Pennant Hills plan that did go out. So something along that kind of lines, community consultation, whether that's going door to door, whether that's at the Pennant Hills local areas, absolutely is vital for these sort of plans. I think that's probably the way to go.
Okay, stop council overspending. I've seen on many banners around the community.
Have
you been saying this for a while at council meetings?
No. I've just been watching council meetings and taking my notes. I've gone back all the way from 2021 to the present day, which was that was a long process. But yes, this is a plan that I've been developing over a couple of months.
Hornsby Council recently about a year and a half ago, I think, had a process for an SRV, special rate variation. That's under a process run by a New South Wales government department called IPART. IPART recently, last month, had a review of how the rate pegs are done. Do you have a view on how that process was carried out?
Because of the commitments that were made by the council, I think you would have to agree that they did have to apply for this special rate variation. What my argument is that we shouldn't have pursued these projects in the first place, is my argument, if that wasn't clear. What I'm trying to argue is, yes, we've made these decisions, so yes, we have to go through with this 31% rate increase, which is regrettable. What I want to plan on in the future is, instead of pursuing these big projects that lead to these rate increases, in my opinion, what I want to pursue is local council issues that won't require these big expenditure, which will then not lead to big increases.
Councillors are paid, but a very small amount, probably the equivalent of 1 day a week, to do all the reading and turn up to council meetings. Have you got the time, and how do you plan to engage regularly with residents?
I would be happy with $20. So trust me, I would love to do this job. I would still be working my full-time job, just to be completely transparent. But yeah, absolutely, this is something I would love to do. Absolutely love engaging over the past 6 weeks. I've been doing while still maintaining my job at Kathmandu. I don't know if I should say that. Is anyone going to care? Okay. That's something I've been loving doing. It's something I'm going to keep doing, and I would love to keep up the amount of community engagement I've been doing over the past 6 weeks.
the usual way to cut money is to cut spending, cut services, cut facilities. What would be the top 3 on your list? And I'll leave you to it.
Thank you very much. So the Stop Council Overspending plan is more future orientated. We want to focus more on reducing the capital expenditure, which has hit record levels this year, and we want to focus it more on maintenance projects. So we don't have specific projects that we're directly aiming to cut. What we're more wanting to focus it more on is bringing the focus of council back towards your fence repairs, your pothole repairs, your local issues that are not so much, that are more the responsibility of local council. Whereas these projects like the Hornsby Sky Bridge, the Wesley Ovals, these projects are going to require more council staff. They're going to require more funds if they do go over budget. These are not our responsibilities, and I think they are the sort of projects that should stay in the state council area, the state government area, and shouldn't be the responsibility of local council. So when I'm saying stop council overspending, what I want to do is reduce the capital expenditure and focus it more on maintenance projects.